to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Land Use Board Open Public Meeting Statement of Adequate Notice. I hereby announce and state that adequate notice of this meeting was provided by the Secretary of the Rockaway Borough Land Use Board by preparing a notice dated January 7, 2025, specifying the time, date, and place of this meeting, posting such notice on the bulletin board of Borough Hall, filing said notice with the clerk of the county of Morris, and publishing the notice in the Daily Record newspaper. I hereby hand a copy of such notice to Secretary of the Borough of Rockaway Land Use Board for inclusion in the minutes of this meeting. All of the above being in accordance with NJSA 10:4-6, that's Sequita Open Public Meeting Act, and I am Ken Blair, the chairperson. In the event that we need to leave the room in a hurry, I want people to note that there is an exit behind you to your left or ahead of you to your right. And that, not that it matters tonight, but there will hear no new cases after 9:30 or no testimony after 10. And may we please have a roll call?
Mayor Tom Mulligan, absent. Ken Van Moore, he's on vacation. Joyce Barman, here. Ron Hammond is sick. William Hopler,
Here.
Mark Howard,
Here.
Jim Curley,
Here.
Barbara Koch, here. Bennett Leonard, here. Bob Schaefer's on vacation. Kim Rose, here. Ken Blair.
Here, so we have a quorum.
We've excused the professionals as well.
And the professionals have been excused because, as we'll hear in a second, there's no cases for them to hear. Seeing there's nobody here from the public, but I'll just quickly announce that application LUB 103 and 108, which is 72 Cobb Street and 113 Franklin, are all being carried. The Milco Realty, which is 103, case LUB 103 is September the 2nd, and 108, which is 113 Franklin, will be July 23rd. That's the next meeting we have at the end of this month. And the first thing, order of business, and we've received copies before the meeting, and we have paper copies here. We have the minutes for the March 4th and March 31st meeting that we need to approve.
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
There are some errors.
Not that part, the resolutions.
Okay, oh, the resolutions. No, I think the minutes of March 4th, I've spelled Janet's name wrong.
Oh, yes, you
Okay,
corrected
so
that.
I corrected it, so just so you know.
So minutes approved with that small correction.
Yeah.
Any discussion? Seeing none, is there anyone that objects to accepting minutes as written? Seeing none, the secretary will cast a unanimous ballot. And we have two resolutions. We have resolution LUB 107, which is Fitness Factory on 295 Route 46. We've all received copies of it for the meeting. We have a paper copy in front of us. We need a motion so we can start any discussion we need to have.
I'll motion for movement.
Second.
Second, motion and second. Is there any discussion about this motion, resolution? Seeing none, will we have a roll call vote, please?
Yes. Joyce Barman,
Yes.
Ron Hammond is sick. William Hopler cannot vote. Mark Howard cannot vote. Jim Curley cannot vote. Barbara Koch,
Yes.
Janet Leonard,
Yes.
Kim Rose,
Yes.
and Ken Blair cannot vote.
Why can I not vote?
This is the chair.
I'm not a member of the gym.
You don't go to,
You
Nope.
don't go to them?
Nope.
Oh, okay, so what's your vote?
Yes.
yeah, you better be able to.
Oh,
Ronnie and Joe can't.
Ron and Bill could. Not mine. So the majority, we have a majority of the yeses, so the resolution carries as written. Thank you very much, John. You're welcome. Next, we have resolution LUB 109, which is 123 Mount Pleasant Ave. Okay.
Have a correction.
Well, we need a motion first.
I'll motion to approve.
Motion to approve in a second.
Second.
Okay, is there any discussion on the motion?
On
no,
third,
you can't vote on 109. Who seconded?
not me.
Okay. So we need a second.
I will.
Second.
Okay, we've got
No, you can't
multiple
even.
seconds. Now we have discussion.
I'll second. There you go. Okay.
You can't even.
I can do this, right? That's me.
There you go.
But I do have something on that. On the third paragraph, it said the application was April 23rd, 2025. It was racking my brain because I couldn't remember being here for that because it was June 3rd, so it's June 3rd.
Oh, yeah,
I was thinking I was moving the marbles because I couldn't remember when I was here the 23rd.
June 3rd.
Oh,
See it?
I'm sorry.
Yep, I'll fix that. June 3. Yep, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for noticing that. Because we need our resolutions proper and correct. Because if people use anything as a, to throw them out. Is there any other discussion? Seeing none, a roll call vote again, please.
Bill Hopper,
yes.
Mark Howard,
Yes.
Jim Curley,
Yes.
Barbara Hodge. Yes. Chairman Blair.
Yes. So again, a majority yeses, so the resolution carries as it was written with one small correction.
As amended, yep, I'll
Thank
take
you,
care of
John.
that right away.
And now we come to the highlight of the night. We have a presentation from the Environmental Division about lighting. Oh, sure. Okay, excuse me, we have one of the members has a question.
There was a one that we approved on Franklin. The guy was gonna put a garage. Do we not do that one yet?
I'm sorry, Mark, I'm having trouble hearing you.
We had a resolution. Yeah, we didn't do the resolution, but we approved them at last meeting, wasn't it, for the Franklin Road? Why are they not here as a resolution tonight?
I don't know.
What, do you mean the Franklin Road right behind Wendy's?
Yes.
That was done a while ago.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, that was approved, we had a resolution for that a while ago.
Oh, that's a while. Okay.
May 28th.
Okay.
I drank out 5 of them, so.
It was LUB 101, it was LUB 101.
Yes, May 28th.
Maybe the guy's waiting for Wendy's to get finished before he starts building his garage. Yeah, our resolution was approved.
Yes, I know it. Yes.
Okay.
They built the building before they built the underground wiring. How is that going to be
No
resolved?
comment.
I don't know.
No comment.
No comment. Good comment.
This is for them to decide. All right, so thank you very much for your patience. The floor is yours.
Okay, thank you. So, I'm Frank Capuccio. I taught for 20 years at Morris Hills. So I think about 3 families that I remember.
You practically have to eat the mic.
Okay. Frank Capuccio. I taught at Morris Hills for 20 years. And I know that, I think there's at least 3 families here that I taught their sons or daughters. Mark Howard, remember him?
When did you teach?
2002 to 2022, for 20 years, so then 3 years retired. Retirement's good. So the reason I'm here tonight is because of, to address lighting. I know there's an impetus to put more lighting up. I think the Department of Homeland Security wants to, we want to see the criminals. And so my presentation here tonight is to talk about what is the proper form of lighting. There's improper lighting and there's proper lighting. And most of the lighting that we have today is improper. It's not done right. So I just want to do a little demonstration. And I really need it dark in here. So we're going to have this little light here. We can turn off all the lights. So we'll put some objects on there. I'm going to put some objects under here, and I'm going to ask you if you can see the objects.
Nope.
What do you see?
The light.
What you see is what we call glare.
What is it?
Glare. G-L-A-R-E.
Speak into the mic, Frank.
Okay, well, what you see right now is glare. Criminals use glare to rob you. What they do, they might shine a flashlight in your eyes. The only thing we see is light. Like we're in a dark room, I can't see you because there's no light shining on you. So what you see is the light reflecting off of objects. That's what we see. So right now, the only thing you can see is glare. But if I shield this light, now it's proper lighting. And now can you see what's under the light?
Yeah.
So this is what you call proper lighting. You should not be able to see the light itself. What you should be able to see is what's illuminated. Get it? So, again, what you're seeing now is the light's been reflected downward. The light's hitting these objects and bouncing to your eyes. So now you've eliminated the glare. And unfortunately, what we see today is this. And you're just overwhelming your rods and cones in your eyes. So now Pennsylvania, their General Assembly passed a bill that all state lighting has to be shielded. You're not supposed to see the light. And because of that, there's the darkest spot on the eastern coast of the United States is a place called Cherry Springs State Park. And again, it's a place where people go to see Milky Way. How many of you have seen the Milky Way? Where'd you go?
Utah.
Oh, okay. And you?
New York State.
New York State, yeah. There's certain places like in New Hampshire where it's really dark and you can see the Milky Way. And if you do though go there, you're going to be mesmerized by what you see in the sky. Unfortunately, can we see it here?
No, light pollution.
Yes, and again, that's because of the excess lighting. So you can have lighting, it's just that it should be shielded, it should be directed downward. So all lighting should be shielded. Unfortunately, I think that there's lighting companies that want to make a profit and they're going around telling everybody, well, you need lighting, we gotta see the terrorists, we gotta see. Well, you're not seeing anything. You're just making profits for the lighting companies. So if there's no other questions, I think I'm done. Oh, there's a,
These are the lights.
yeah, okay. There's an organization called the International Dark Sky Organization, and so Kathy here has some. There's a little video that I wanted to show tonight, but I guess I can't. It's called Losing the Dark. It's about 8 minutes long, and so Kathy's handing out these little flyers, and you can look at it at home. And it basically says what I've just been talking about here, is that we need proper lighting. So I used to do star parties up at the high school. And we'd go out on up a different field and take a telescope up there, and the kids would go up there and look at the telescope, and the kids were always excited, they just loved looking. And when I was a kid, we went to someplace out in the country. I remember we were visiting somebody who was way out in the sticks, and my family went in, and I was like looking up, and I'm like, what is that? I was like, I couldn't believe it. They were like, come in. I'm like, no, I'm looking at this thing in the sky. What is it? And it was the Milky Way. And we don't see it today because we got too much light.
So it's not just the, sort of the enjoyment of the dark skies that is important. It does create, excess lighting creates, disrupts human circadian rhythms, causes sleep problems, creates glare, what Frank was talking about earlier, and it wastes a lot of energy. And I know that we do have an ordinance in town that we need to have down-facing lights, but, I'm not really sure if you guys all know why that is. So it is, it does have a lot to do with protecting the night sky. There's also a lot of impacts to animals, nature. They get confused when they see lights in different places, like animals are crashing into buildings, birds specifically crashing into buildings all the time, and it's because they're attracted to the light. Even bugs, everybody knows that bugs are attracted to light, and it's because it confuses them, and they basically kills them, which, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. But it is pretty important to be able to see the night skies, not to have glare, and hopefully save some energy.
If you direct your light downward, now you can use less wattage because you don't need all that extra lighting going up and out, just wasted. So.
Are most of our street lights that we have sufficient?
They're downward, but they're not shielded. You can still see it. If the light's going in your eye, it's not shielded properly.
And it really is ineffective when it's like that, like Frank showed. Like you get so much better light when it's directed on what you want to see as opposed to glare going in your eyes.
And it doesn't have to be white light. You can use a red light, which uses less electricity. even those sodium lamps, which are kind of yellow, it kind of makes things look yucky, but you can see, that's what you're supposed to be, you're supposed to be able to see, but it uses a lot less electricity, because we see in the yellow part of the spectrum, so if you use yellow light, you don't have to get all that extra light that you don't need.
So this little video, it's only 5 minutes, and it's really informative. It does have another example of how lighting can be directed down and is more effective. Just sort of would like to do that, just sort of understanding what's important about that ordinance that we have.
Light
Hopefully,
pollution.
it's enforced on all the buildings.
Light pollution is like.
Are you working on model ordinances for us?
I thought the town already has a downward-facing light ordinance, to tell you the truth.
I think we've been pretty tight when we have people that are putting, little subdivisions in about the downward facing and not making sure that if it's a box light, that it doesn't go off-site, that at least it shines out. If it does shine out at all, it shines out into the parking lot, not into the other people's homes, right? We've been pretty tight. about that.
It should really be shielded. You shouldn't be able to see the bulb at all. I mean, that's why you invented lampshades. You don't want to see the bulb. It's
It's
too
not
much
just for
light.
comfort, it's more effective.
I think most porch lights have a bulb visible,
Which is not,
right there on the side of the door, bang.
which is not effective.
I see people that shine lights on their house. What for?
With that shielding, is there any like required lumens that go along with it?
You can have less lumens with the shielding and just have just as much light on.
But there's no set
There's no recommendation.
recommendation.
No, I don't know.
Your eyes have evolved to see at night. You don't need, like, I'm also part of the Booton Observatory, Sheep Hill Observatory in Booton. And most of the astronomers there will carry a little red light. They might have it going around their head, and it's like a coal miner's light. It's a red light. It doesn't really hurt your eyes at all.
It doesn't affect your night vision.
Yeah.
So you can, if you stand outside in the dark for about 8 to 10 minutes, you'll be able to begin to see much better than you were 5 minutes prior. And if somebody shines a flashlight, you lose it, and you have to wait another 8 to 10 minutes. But if you have a red light, that will not impact anyone else's vision or yours. And you can still see.
Thank you.
Maybe the environmental commission will just probably, bring in little tips like this every now and then.
Thanks.
Thanks very much.
Tomorrow we'll definitely be aware.
Thank you very much. Very informative.
And regathered, collapsed.
Yeah. Is there any other business that needs to come before the board?
When's the next meeting?
It is the 23rd of July. That's our Wednesday meeting in July, the end of July.
23rd. What's application 108?
Yes.
It changed, what's going on at RPM right now. Good.
Well, we don't really know anything, but you
Well,
can,
no, it looks like where the canal is supposed to be, was that supposed to be like reserved?
I walked up and looked.
It looks like
If you
there's
notice,
something up in
if
the
you
road.
notice, they built like a pathway to the
Yes.
top. They're gonna pave that and put a bench up there. Where the canal lens still was, is still intact.
It's still intact, is it on the other side of that?
It's behind the dirt right now.
Okay.
But it
Come
look,
up to my office, I have plans.
look
I
at
have
the plans.
I have them up in my office.
Okay, it just.
You
looks-
see that pile?
I saw the roller, like, it's rolling it all out, and I'm like.
Yeah, not a professional opinion, but it looks like they're just staging the dirt there, because they gotta put dirt back behind that wall.
Okay, because they were using a roller to flatten it out.
It's gonna be a lot of flattening out there.
They have to build the road to put it at the
They
top.
have to be able to run a truck on it and not say
You
get.
know, they have to build, it's like, I guess it's like building the pyramids, they have to put a temporary road up, so they can keep lugging all those stones and all the gravel, all the
So
pipe,
right there where the canal is, that's where the road would be going.
but that'll all disappear when they're done. Ken says hopefully. I mean, it's not
It
on
was an
the,
observation.
yeah, it's not on the plans, there's no road will be there when they're finished.
Right.
And
It's a walkway.
It's a walkway.
There'll be a little
walkway.
Yeah, going
With the-
to,
with
what are
the
we gonna do here with the canal? 'Cause I have all the plans at home too, I don't wanna drag them all out.
No, I have the plans that they gave
Okay.
us for the wall, and it's on there. Because that's.
There was a path, there was a walking path and
Well,
some
yeah.
chairs and.
Why,
Yeah, little benches.
Why, like where the canal area was, I'm not going to the stone.
No.
No.
Okay.
Knock on wood, so far, so good.
The walls look nice, and they're probably putting up walls, it looks better than it did just.
I know,
Nice.
no comment.
Yep, okay, thank you, that was just a question, the
No,
observation.
no, we can answer for what we can answer, but we don't really know. Is there any other questions, anything from the board? I'd like to open the meeting to the public. Is there anybody here from the public that has anything they would like to bring before the board? Seeing no one, we don't open the meeting to the public, and I will now adjourn the meeting, and thank you all very much for coming.